Well, hello there, my friends. Welcome back to Carpo's channel once again. Today I'm going to talk about fears. Maybe it's a perfect example to start with talking in front of a camera. I know people are afraid to even make videos. I've had people send me messages saying, I really want to make videos, but I'm afraid of putting my face out there or being ridiculed. And for me, after making close to 5,000 videos, I don't even think about that anymore. I've stuck my neck out so many times, but when I think back to like when I first started my channel, I've had a couple of hardcore trolls back in the early days, and I bought into it and had this one dude follow me around for like a year harassing me, only because I kept responding. And once in a while I think about this and I apply it to my daily life as maybe realizing that letting go of something and ignoring it, it fades away. But the more attention you give something, the more it sticks around. And this is very, very well-known phenomenon. And I went through a long phase of mental understanding, or I should say, trying to understand the mentality of humans and myself and well-being, listening to many different Buddhist lectures and a lot of Alan Watts and Manly P. Hall, and trying to get a grasp on what it means to be a human, and to live in this world. And for the very purpose of understanding myself better, because I have a long life to live and I want to enjoy it as much as I can. One of the things that I learned through all of that was overcoming fear was at the very forefront of all of this. In other words, whether you have issues with addiction, issues with relationships or connections with people, or anger problems, or depression or anxiety, which I had plenty of anxiety issues when I was younger. The only way to overcome this is to eliminate fear. The no fear quote is so crucial, and it's so overlooked because it's so basic and it's such a simple idea. Because it's easy to say, but it's much harder to convince somebody that they're scared. If you just look around at what's happened during the pandemic, you can see how many people are scared. To this day, people are still triple masking, and I mean, it's personal choice, but fear is something that, for a lot of people, really does dictate their lives. And when we see people walking around all day, in our daily activities, they put on a smile for us, just like we put on a smile for them, say hi, and you're cheerio, move on with your day. It may seem that everyone's just living a normal life, but there are some people who are scared to death. And that brings me to the point, which is they are scared of death. And I know that sounds cliche, the idea that all fears stem from one main fear, but it's true. Even those who believe in heaven have created a way to fear going to hell. You see what I mean? We always create this idea of how bad things could be, and it scares people. And eliminating that is super crucial. I mean, the ultimate goal is to overcome your fear of everything, but not be so numb to the world. And if you take the right pharmaceuticals, I should say the wrong pharmaceuticals, you're taking antipsychotics or anxiolytics or antidepressants, often those will numb your feelings to where you don't feel anything. Therefore, your fear goes away, your depression goes away, your anxiety goes away, but also all of your real emotions go away. I still have to be able to wake up and enjoy my day, and really, sometimes in the morning I'll, watch something that'll make me cry. I need to have emotion. Or maybe just laugh my ass off all day. I need to keep those emotions in check. I need to keep them functioning. It's emotional intelligence. The most important form of intelligence is emotional intelligence, in my opinion. And they say there are like 9 to 11 different types. It's not, just being a book smart guy or somebody who can, outdo somebody in a debate. That's not intelligence. That's just book smarts or being able to talk. True intelligence is how you live your life when you are at home, in your daily life, and talking with your friends and family. That's what's important. Knowing when to bow out, knowing when to step up, knowing how to live. And even if you're not living up to your full potential, at least knowing that you're trying. And so a lot of the fears that we have about not doing good enough or not succeeding are based in our ignorance about what success is. What does it mean to succeed? There's this collective illusion that out there, what means success is the hustle culture. I'm going to tell you right now, hustle culture is bullshit. Going out and working 20 hours a day is not, it's not good for the brain unless you're doing something that's actually challenging that you enjoy. But generally, it's about balancing work and family and home and personal time, I believe, and allowing yourself to breathe once in a while, but also stepping up when you need to. We all have a hard time with some of it, some aspect of it, whether we don't give ourselves enough personal time or we don't give ourselves enough work time, but we do our best to improve and continually improve. But ultimately, all of the fears that we have are irrational. And there's an old saying that something like, 90% of our fears, I don't remember who said it, but like 99% of our fears never come to fruition, or 90% of the things we fear will never happen. We fear, what if this happens? What if I get attacked? What if I get sick? What if I die? And that comes down to it. That's ultimately what it is. And even when you confront people and say, well, you just fear death, you say, well, no, it's not that. I just fear suffering. It's like, well, that's the same damn thing. The truth is, even if you're suffering, you eventually your brain kicks in endorphins. You see people who have lived a good life and say, oh, I'm ready to go. And for a younger person, they say, I'm not ready to go. They will fight, to the end. And so that's the problem. That's why when you're younger, you tend to be more stressed, more depressed than when you're older. There's this thing, and I don't, as to how true it is, I did a video about this a couple of years ago. They call it it's like the bell curve of happiness, the happiness curve, if you will. That when you're young, you're happy because you're ignorant about life, and then you gradually lose that happiness into your 40s, and somewhere between 40 and 45, you're at your lowest point, they say, right? Because you're too old to really start over, but you're too young to say, oh, well, I can just retire and just enjoy life. So you feel like you're obligated. You should be doing more. I should have a house by now. Damn it, I should have done this. I should have done that. And then once you get older, a lot of the times, if you make it to the golden years, you tend to just say, hey, whatever, I've had a good run and it's been fun. That's what a lot of people want to aspire to get to, and I think that you can get there younger if you're able. I'm not saying that old people are all ready to die, don't get me wrong, because there are people who are just, some people are stubborn as hell. They have no desire to ever go. Look at a lot of the rich and the elite and the older, wealthy. Now they're like literally using younger people's blood in Silicon Valley to try to live longer lives. It's like something out of a dystopian novel, Take the lifeblood of the young. Russell Brand talked about it the other day. It was pretty funny, but it's silly to me seeing people that are trying to push themselves to be immortal somehow because they fear that death. If you can conquer that when you're young and realize your time is here, you might as well enjoy it while you're here. And realize also at the same time that success is not money or fame. Neither of those things will bring you happiness. I guarantee it. If you look around at the wealthiest and the most famous people, what are they always looking for, in the end? More fame and more wealth. How to continue to be relevant. You want to be famous in your own little life. Not by yourself, but with your friends and your family, and just be able to enjoy yourself and to eliminate those fears together. I know that most of you have woke up at some time in the night. If you're anything like me or a lot of other people, the fears come, if you do have any, at like 3 or 4 in the morning when you wake up and you have to go to the bathroom, and then you go back to bed and think, oh man, I gotta go to the dentist. Oh shit. God, all my teeth are gonna fall out one day. Oh, how am I gonna afford this? Oh man, I don't have insurance. Oh God, I'm gonna die one day. And you go through this whole process in your mind. I went through that so many times in my 30s that's when I started practicing thinking techniques to overcome these things. Being able to block out those thoughts which hold me back. And so I guess that's why I'm sharing this, because I'd like to encourage other people to be able to also overcome their negative thoughts, because living in a better world means living better individual lives, and eliminating fear is the first step in doing that, in my belief. So Talk to y'all next time. Thanks for coming along. Have a wonderful day. Be well. Take care of yourself. No fear and all that stuff. Latro.